Hi, my name is Ivan Charter, and to answer question 2 of the CCR, how did my skills develop through the project? I created a voiceover of my film.
In the duration of this film, I developed many skills in editing and other techniques used in creating films. For one, I learned how to make different transitions for different scenes. For example, this one right here was pretty easy to do as iMovie has its own setting for making transitions. What proved hard in the making of transitions, however, was extending each film long enough. For example, the scene was really short and I had to refilm it because it didn't have enough time to fade into the next one without looking choppy. Transitions were also used for other things. For example, towards the end, I used this fading out transition to signify the passing of day. These transitions also helped me earlier in the film when I attempted to make a parallel editing scene. In this scene, the protagonist races against the clock, showing how long he takes. Another technique that I learned during the duration of this film was different sound techniques. What proved to be harder in the editing of sounds was implementing my Foley techniques into the film. The seed where the protagonist cracks his knuckles was a Foley sound I used by crinkling a water bottle. To overlay this onto the film, I had to add in a whole separate piece of audio to it. The final hardest sound technique was creating the fade-in of the opening introductory song. To do this, I recorded the audio and brought my phone further and further from the source to make it sound as if the audio was fading. The next technique I learned how to do was lighting. In the outside scenes, lighting wasn't that much of a problem because I had used natural lighting during the film. However, I did choose high noon to film these shots because I knew it would be the brightest outside and I wanted the introduction to be very uplifting. Another time that I had to focus on the lighting was during the testing scene where I had to really focus on the protagonist's face. During this scene, I used a flashlight on both sides of the protagonist's face to emphasize his facial characteristics as he struggles to take the test. After the protagonist fails the test and walks away from punching the board, I dimmed the lighting in the media center to create a more sad and dark tone that would fit with the sad music I overlaid with the clip. Final thing I learned in the creating of this film was how to use different shots and angles. To progress the film smoothly, I use action shots to change the setting. See right here, the protagonist reaches for the handle, opens the door, followed by the next scene of him walking in. Sound bridge is also used to show the changing of scenes. I used a school bell to show that the school day was over and Cage is walking home. The transition of fading was used when the protagonist walks home, signifying how slow he is walking, feeling defeated. I incorporated the use of angles to create meetings during the conversation between the old homeless man and the protagonist. It is seen that the protagonist is filmed from a lower angle, showing that he is more superior to the old man. An over-the-shoulder shot is used in this scene so we can see what the protagonist is horrified looking at. To conclude, my skills have developed significantly through the development of this film, and I have learned how to make meaning out of different micro elements in the filmmaking process.